back, and just check all the time. Good. Now, if you came, you know if I came, move. Good. If I didn't do anything, though, yeah, exactly. You go here, so really play with each other. Because no one can stand there. If I would like to see you, you're going to go, really? What? What? You know, like, if you don't move, then I get it. That's what you do, okay?
This is definitely a grassroots camp. It's for, obviously there's some athletes here that have been to junior national teams and it opens and things like that, but really it's a grassroots camp. It's kind of a fundamental building, kind of from the bottom all the way up. So it's a little challenging, like I said, because we have some advanced students, but they're really not advanced competitors. They think they are just because they're black belts and being around, but based on their age and based on their length of training, they're not in that world-class level yet. So for that, they're still on the bottom, they're still working, still trying to get better.
What's the objective for this camp?
You know, my objective is to kind of change the culture from the old way of training and the old system of scoring points and setting up points to the modern day using the electronic chest protectors. Obviously, the front leg is very important, the face kick is very important, and the spinning is very important. So, unfortunately, we get into our gyms and I still see a lot of back leg roundhouse kicks, which I love and are very useful, but try to change the culture of the different dynamics that are important to the game now.
And in a few words, how would you describe your camps for a parent that is interested in bringing their sons to the camp?
You know,
a brief description.
Yeah, I mean, I think our camps are very informative. There's a very simple approach to it, but what I try to pride myself is to make sure that people can feel the steps. They can go, if they go from A to B to C to D, they can get to their goal, which is a little different. And sometimes you go to camps and while there's good information, there's no structure to that. And to me, that's the worst. It's like making a cake and putting things in there at the wrong time, putting the frosting in at the beginning. You have to put all the things in at the right time, and that's what makes a complete, fighter. That's what makes a complete team, baseball team, basketball team, football team. So for me, A, B, C gets to Z eventually. So building process, that's important.
Yep. Would you say that there is an American style of Taekwondo, American school of Taekwondo?
You know, I think we're kind of just like our country, a melting pot. You know, I don't. You know, in Europe, I watch the game, and I think there's a lot of a lot of delays and breaks in the game. A lot like World Cup soccer, you see people fall down and injuries. It disrupts the pattern. I don't think you see that too much in the United States. But at the same time, I don't see us over physical and very strong and tough like maybe some South American countries that are just naturally more instinctively to be a little tougher and raw in their talent. So I think we have a mesh. We have a good technical level, but a good physical level. But one doesn't dominate the rest. And I think for that, we're a little more well-rounded. But I do know at the top level, somewhere you have to be specialized. You have to have an identity where I'm going to be very perfectly technical, or I have to be so over-aggressive where that can counter any kind of a game plan that's put up against me. So while we're well-rounded, at the top level, we need to figure out what's going to be our identity.
Perfect. And what is your legacy for American Taekwondo, or what do you want to be your legacy?
You know, I was an athlete, and I did pretty well, with the national team and on the Olympic level, but I want to be the best coach in the world, and I try to learn every day. That's why I do these things. What I don't want to do is be one of these coaches that thinks that they're too good for this kind of level, or too good for a junior level, or whatever, only the top level. I love to be in the grassroots because this is where it's built. I mean, I started here, and I worked my way up. So as a coach, I want my legacy to be that, Coach Moreno was able to coach the top level, he was able to coach the bottom level, and both people felt like they were getting their needs met. The grassroots people said, "Wow, he made an impact," and the top level said, "Wow, he helped me get to that Olympic podium." So, just the well-roundedness and being keeping my hands in the mix.
And are these camps available for students from all over the world?
Sure. I mean, I have a peak performance model where I work specifically with the coaches and athletes that are under my umbrella. But then I have camps like these that are open to everybody. I have a camp in Orlando, Florida, in November this year, and it's for I've had people from Denmark and Puerto Rico and Mexico and Guatemala, all over the world are able to come there and interact with American athletes and other athletes too. So. It's a kind of an international flavor. And I do like that exchange experience because I believe everybody can learn from everybody. Nobody has a perfect system. It could be good or it could be better, but it's not perfect.
And if some students from different countries are interested in your camps, how can they get that information?
We have the Peak Taekwondo Camp Facebook page, and also peaktaekwondocamp.com website. They can go to that and they can get the information on there. Or if you need to, email me.